In this lecture, we will have our first live trading session in which we're going to open live trades using a real money account. There is a statistic here on Udemy that says that less than 20% of the students enrolling in a course complete even 10% of it. So very well done for reaching this point in the course. Before we start, a quick note. This won't be an extensive live trading session covering all aspects of real trading, as we have only studied the first two elements of the strategy so far, the direction of the market and when to enter a trade. We still need to cover how to exit a trade, how to manage it, correct position sizing, risk management, and more. In each chapter, we will introduce a new piece of the puzzle, and then we will have a live trading session to trade with what we have learned up to that point. By the end of the course, we will trade using the complete strategy. So in this live trading session, we focus exclusively on what we have learned so far, which is market direction and entry points. Now, on the right, you can see my list of currency pairs. In this list that I have called Forex list, I have all the major and minor currency pairs. Of course, you can build your own list and add the currency pairs you prefer. If you want to save time and use my list of majors and minors, you can find a link to my list in the resources for this lecture. Once you click the link, you will see a page like this. You can see the name of my list, Forex list, and that it contains 28 currency pairs. To add these same pairs to your own list in your own TradingView dashboard, you just need to click on Save as Watch List and follow along. So, where do I start looking for opportunities? How do I scan the market with so many currency pairs? It sounds time consuming, right? 28 currency pairs. Do I go through all of them? It does sound very time consuming, but in reality, it takes a couple of minutes to analyze them all. Think about it. What are we looking for to open a trade? We only need to check whether the RSI is above 75 or below 25. We don't even care about what is happening on the chart. We don't perform any kind of analysis on the chart. So we're only checking if we have any currency pair with the RSI close to our key levels of 25 and 75. So starting with Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, following an alphabetical order, we can see that here the RSI is around 50. I can already move to the next one because I know that there is no potential opportunity here in the near future. Similar situation here, I go to the next one. Again, RSI near 50, next. Nothing interesting here, safe to skip. Here is just around 50, nothing good for us. So you can see that it really takes a few seconds per currency pair to see if there's a potential trade. Let's proceed through them. It doesn't really seem like we have anything interesting at the moment. It is a shame because I traded earlier before taking a break to record this video, and I took so many trades with this strategy. There were so many RSI signals. For example, here on Euro against Australian dollar, a nice trade that I had earlier, you can see that the RSI crossed 25 and I had a beautiful long position. Right now the RSI is just around 60, quite far from 75, but I still want to bookmark this because the price seems to be rising quickly, so nothing special at the moment, but with potential. I always like to bookmark currency pairs showing potential. Euro Canadian dollar also looks interesting with the RSI already near 63 and the price going up fast, so I'm going to bookmark this as well and see if the RSI breaks through 75 later. On Euro against Swiss franc, the RSI is above 60, but the price is going down, which means that the RSI isn't likely to keep climbing towards 75 anytime soon, so I won't bookmark this one. Nothing really interesting here. And okay, on euro against New Zealand dollar, the RSI is at 64, 11 points below our level of 75. Let's bookmark it. Euro US dollar still quite far, nothing really exciting here. Well, pound Canadian dollar is at 63, not huge potential, but better than most pairs we have seen so far. So let's bookmark it. Here the RSI is around 50, we can move on. And same here, so let's go on. And well, this is at 66.39, one of the best values so far, so I'll bookmark this. Pound US dollar is below 60, so nothing interesting. New Zealand dollar, Canadian dollar is a pair that I traded earlier with a nice long position, but it doesn't seem to have any potential right now, so we just move on. Let's see if we have anything in these last pairs. It seems like all of them are around 50 with the RSI. Yeah, okay, nothing in this last one. So we have bookmarked a few of them, 5 in total. Now, my TradingView plan allows 400 alerts on indicators, so I will normally set an alert for each currency pair on both levels 25 and 75, or at least an alert for each currency pair that I have bookmarked. But I'll use just one alert to demonstrate that you can manage this strategy even with a free plan on TradingView. So let's go through the pairs that we have bookmarked and see which one is the one with the highest potential to give an entry signal, and we will place an alert on that one. Here on euro against Australian dollar, the RSI is below 60. I wouldn't say this has immediate potential. Euro Canadian dollar is at 62.88, so better than euro against Australian dollar so far. Euro New Zealand dollar is above 64, so this is our winner at the moment. Then pound against Canadian dollar is at 63, so euro against New Zealand dollar still looks better. And the last one is pound against New Zealand dollar, and here we actually have the RSI above 66, so I guess we have our winner. I'm going to place the alert here, then I double click on the alert and I want to be accurate and select exactly 75. There we go. Now that I have placed my alert, I don't need to stay glued to the screen. I know that if the RSI crosses 75, TradingView will send me a notification and I can come back to the computer to set up the trade. Of course, charts can change over time, so it's good practice to rescan the market periodically to see if new opportunities are developing. I usually check every 30 to 60 minutes, but no more than that. That's it for now. We will just wait for an entry signal. Meanwhile, I want to show you my setup on the MetaTrader 4 as well, where I have all the currency pairs in the same alphabetical order as on TradingView, and this allows me to quickly find the currency pairs without wasting time, which is essential when you have to make fast trading decisions. I have set up a $5,000 account for this course. This will ensure that we can trade with real market conditions and have a decent balance to apply solid risk management rules. Let's see how far we can grow this account in our live trading sessions together. Again, I'm not going to waste my time and wait at the computer. I'll do other things while waiting for an opportunity to trade, so see you later. Alright, it took about 2 hours for the market to give us an opportunity to trade. The RSI on pound New Zealand dollar went above 75, triggering my alert. I have already closed the pop-up alert because it's quite loud. So what now? We want to open a short position, but only after the current candlestick closes. If the RSI is still above 75 when the candlestick closes, we will open a short position. Otherwise, we wait. So we need to wait for this candlestick to close, but how long do we have to wait? You can see the time right here. Since we are trading on 5-minute candlesticks, candlesticks close every 5 minutes, so the current one will close at 10:30. So we still have a bit more than 2 minutes. We can use this time to find the pound New Zealand dollar on the MetaTrader 4 and then start to set up the position we want, in case the candlestick closes with the RSI still above 75. Let's open a new order. This will be just a test order because we haven't talked about position sizing, we haven't talked about stop loss and take profit, so I cannot fill in all these fields yet, as we haven't started them for this specific strategy. So I will open a test order with just 0.02 lots, no stop loss, no take profit, just to practice our entry points with this strategy, with a real money account. Since we still have around 1 minute before the candlestick closes, let's quickly recap what we are doing. We have pound New Zealand dollar that has gone up quite a bit. We want to trade a retracement, which is a temporary pullback from the main movement. The main movement is clearly up. We want to trade a short-term down movement that may follow. So we have identified the direction of the market we want to trade. How to know when to enter? We wait for the RSI to give us a signal. We currently have the RSI above 75, which is our signal to open a short position. Let's go back to TradingView to see how long until the candle closes and if the RSI is still above 75. Okay, about half a minute left, but the good news is that the RSI is still above 75. The price is going slightly down meanwhile, which highlights the disadvantage of waiting for the candlestick to close. Sometimes we may get a worse price or miss the trade entirely. Okay, candle closed, RSI is still above 75, back to the MetaTrader to execute the short trade we prepared. Before looking at the trade in the terminal, let me first mention this. When trading a new account, MetaTrader 4 will always show you a summary window every time you open, close or modify a trade. This will cost you time, so I suggest to remove it once and for all. To do so, you can click on Tools, then Options, and find the tab named Trade. Here, check the box for one-click trading, meaning that the confirmation window won't appear anymore when you open, close or modify a trade. Accept the disclaimer and it's done. Congratulations, you just saved hours in your long and successful career as a trader. Here is our trade live in the terminal. We can see that it is a sell position on the currency pair pound against New Zealand dollar, and we entered at a price of 2.23154. We don't have any stop loss and take profit. Then we have another column for the price. This price is the current market price, the one live on the market. So you can see that it changes constantly as the market moves. We have the commission we paid to open this trade, 11 cents. We don't have any swap because we just opened this position and we don't plan to hold it overnight. The last column is about the profit and loss for our trade. Right below it, we have the total profit and loss, so the profit and loss for all the open trades. Now, why are they different if we only have one trade open? The reason is that the total profit and loss also accounts for the commissions paid for our trades. So it's the current profit loss for our trades minus the commissions. And this is it. We have our first trade on the market. I'm not interested in closing it at a profit. We will see how it goes. But right now, I'm only interested in practicing entry levels. So I hope everything is clear about entry levels so far. Let's go back to TradingView. Since I'm already at the computer, I can use this as an opportunity to quickly scan the markets once again and see if I have more opportunities to trade. Starting from the top, it doesn't look like we have anything interesting on Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, so we move to the next one. This looks more interesting. Let me bookmark it. I go very quickly when it's clear I don't have any opportunity because the RSI is close to 50. We can bookmark this, and we can also remove the bookmarks we placed before if that currency pair is not interesting anymore. Alright, pound against Australian dollar is not too bad. Let me add it to the bookmarks. Nothing really around here. Okay, New Zealand dollar against Swiss franc looks very promising with the RSI at 26, so I definitely bookmark this one, and I will also probably spend my single alert on it. Okay, some of these last ones are slightly interesting, nothing special, I'll just pass for now. And okay, we went through all the currency pairs once again. Even with me talking, I don't think it took more than 2 minutes. It really doesn't take long and you don't need to spend hours at the computer to check for entries. Alright, I will say that the most interesting one right now is New Zealand dollar against Swiss franc. I'm going to place my single alert for the free plan on TradingView on New Zealand dollar Swiss franc near the level of 25, and then I'm going to adjust it and make it exactly 25 because I want to be accurate when trading. Time to do other things in my day instead of wasting my time at the computer. See you later. Welcome back. It didn't take long for the alert to be triggered by the market, so we are ready to set up our position on New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. This time it's going to be a buy position. The candlestick hasn't closed yet, we still have around a minute, but at the moment the RSI is below 25, giving us a buy signal. Let's move to the MetaTrader 4 so we can start setting up our position. As we can see from the terminal, we still have the position we opened earlier, the one on pound against New Zealand dollar, which is not going very well at the moment, but that's not a concern. We are not aiming for profit in this particular stage of the course. Our focus right now is on learning. Let's select New Zealand dollar, Swiss franc, open a new order window, and once again we are going to set a position size of 0.02 lots, no stop loss, no take profits. Let's wait on TradingView for the candlestick to close. I think this is the best way to proceed, especially when you are new to the strategy. Waiting for the candlestick to close allows you to have time to go to the MetaTrader 4, find the currency pair you want to trade, start preparing the order so you don't have to rush and trade under pressure. Candlestick closing, the RSI is below 25, let's open our long position. And that's amazing. We now have 2 positions live on the market. We waited for the RSI signal, confirmed with the candle close, and then we entered our trades like a sniper, precisely where we wanted our entries. One important point I want to mention now, if I were strictly following all the strategy rules, I would have not opened this second position. I repeat, I would have not opened this second trade on New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. There is one rule, or more than a rule, I should say a strong recommendation in the risk management section that goes against opening this specific second position. And I tell you this now because I want you to go through the course, go through the risk management section, and then come back here and identify the reason why I wouldn't have opened this second trade on New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. Okay, I'm going to trade for another few hours. Of course, I won't be sitting here at the computer waiting for any pairs to cross our levels of the RSI. I will do other things and I will check back later if the market gives us more opportunities to trade. Welcome back. It's been, I believe, about 5 hours since we opened our last trade on New Zealand dollar Swiss franc. And here we have another potential opportunity on Canadian dollar against Japanese yen. I scanned the market earlier and this was the most promising currency pair, so I set an alert on the RSI at 75 and it just triggered a minute ago. As we wait for the candlestick to close, we can see how the price reached a high on this candlestick, but then it went all the way back down, closing near its open, forming what candlestick analysts will call a shooting star. This also means that the RSI briefly crossed the 75, but then it went back below 75 by the time this candlestick closed. So this is one of those situations in which waiting for the candlestick to close meant we missed this potential trade. Now, I know how many traders think, it's okay, it's really close to the level of 75, I'll take this trade anyway. It's just for this time so I can grow my account faster. We are going to have an entire section on psychology in trading and how to have the right mindset and discipline to succeed, but let me tell you right away, deviating from your strategy, making excuses like just one time or just this time, won't lead to long-term success in your trading career. What will make you a successful trader is to stick to your strategy and trade like a computer, with no emotions and just following the plan. So, no, we are not going to take this trade even though the RSI is very close to 75. So these are the trades we took in today's live trading session. I'm going to close them in a while as the goal was only to practice with entry levels. The whole process took us about 20 minutes today, mainly because I was explaining everything while also analyzing and trading. With practice, scanning the market several times and placing trades will take less than 5 minutes, and you'll get faster with practice and experience. I hope the entry process is clear. If not, please feel free to ask in the Q&A section and I'll be happy to help. In the next section, we're going to introduce exit points, so stop loss and take profit, and at the end of the next section, we're going to have a new live trading session, this time also including exit points.